I'm ready, Eddie.
Welcome to the fourth episode of the Ride Out Podcast. I'm your host, Ned Kaufman, and man, has it been a while. Surprisingly, this is still a thing on the episode section. We've been working a lot more on the interviews and tournament media, but we have a very special guest with us today. We have Frank, who is the owner, one of the main people and the owner of Virginia Challenge, the premier wrestling tournament in Virginia Beach. Now, and we also have Adam, who is the owner of POWA, which has won Virginia Beach multiple times and is the returning champions. So we have a very
won the Virginia Challenge, not Virginia Beach. That's the city. We don't own the city yet, but we're working on it. He won Holiday Duels. Not an easy thing to do.
Absolutely not. It is not an easy thing to do because we've had how many? Can you name some of the Olympic wrestlers and like national champions to come through your program, Frank? Not program, but your tournament, please.
Well, there's been quite a few. Aaron Brooks, I believe, sent you a list of some of them, but just off the top of my head, NCAA national champions, holy cow. Aaron Brooks, you know these guys named Siriano from New Jersey. You know, I think he's at Michigan now.
Oh, you just muted yourself. Oh, geez. Frank, you just you're just asked you to unmute it. Off to a great start, right, Adam?
Yeah.
There we go. Now he's back.
Hold on, yeah, I'm back. So, are you there?
Yep, I'm there.
I'm sorry, that was the phone call. Oddly enough, you're a wrestling person. Is that was Billy Martin Jr., the son of Billy Martin, who invented the Granby roll. He just called. We're friends. We're real good friends. I don't see anything. Am I still with you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
I must have. I don't know. How do I get so I can see? Okay. Well, you can see me, I guess. Let's go. Let's just keep going. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I can see y'all, but I mean, I can't see y'all, but y'all can hear me. So let's keep going. There you are. All right, we're good.
As you were saying, Nick Siriano and who else? Off the top of your head, can you name?
It's Nick Siriano, Aaron Brooks, the guy, the Penn State wrestler, what's his name? He wrestled 190, wrestled for Cornell.
Dean.
Max Dean.
Yep. He won it. It goes on and on. I mean, there's so many. If you can look at that, let me see if I can get to something. Hold on. Oh, I know what to do now. If I push this, all right, then I push this. I can help you out good right now. Siriano, national champion. Carter Saraki, he was gold medalist at the Holiday Duels. Aaron Brooks, Gabe Dean. Here's a good one. Nick Grokowski from NC State. You know, he was Olympic place winner. Miles Martin, he won nationals as a freshman. He won our country. He was from New Jersey. Zane Rutherford, Nico, you know, from Penn State. He's one of your boys. Zane Rutherford, he won it. And it goes on and on. Wait a minute, here's another one. Here's the interesting note. In 2018, at the Nationals, there were 9. You ready for this? There are 9 finalists that had wrestled in VAC as middle school wrestlers, and of the 9, 6 of them won it. 6 national champions and 9 in the finals, all wrestled in VAC and wrestled in VAC as 8th grade and under. Pretty amazing. Wow. Pretty amazing. You know, Spencer Lee, he came multiple times. Well, he came his whole career. And, he's it, a 3-time national champion. Nice guy, really nice kid, real humble kid. His father stated that I read this that they asked him, well, where do you go? What tournaments do you go to? And he said that we only really concentrate on one, and that's, they call it VAC, Virginia Challenge National Holiday Duels. His slang name is VAC. And we go to VAC because everybody we want to wrestle is there. So can't go any better than that.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think? How many years have you been coming now, Adam?
About 6. This will be our 6th year.
6 years. How'd you do year 1? Was that a wake-up call, or did you hit your expectations?
We took an elementary team. We ended up in the elementary analyst, but I think we ended up in silver pool, so we didn't do too bad for the first outing.
Oh well, so our silver pool, the Virginia Challenge silver pool, is as good as most tournaments' gold pool. That's just without a doubt. It's just that competitive. And what's interesting is about the parents bring their kids, their up and coming kids, to see where they are at nationally, because many of these kids that wrestle at VAC and place, they're immediately nationally ranked by placing in VAC immediately. Pretty interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, another question, Frank. Why did you choose to go with Virginia Challenge and not some other organization? You know what I mean? Why Virginia Challenge? Why'd you start? Why'd you do this?
Well, I'm the founder of Virginia Challenge.
Why'd you found it? Why?
Well, what was happening at the time in Virginia? I mean, Virginia is not Pennsylvania. It's not Iowa. But when at the time I founded it, we had some really what we thought were talented young kids that were coming up, and so the whole plan was, well, how do we make Virginia tougher? And it wasn't helping. The answer was not high school, because it was too late for them. They were already in high school. Well, how can we make them better when they only have a year left or 2 years left? So we concentrated on this very strong group of middle school kids that were coming up, and they were very good. That first group, Bubba Jenkins was in that group. He wrestled at Penn State. He was a national champion at Arizona State. And we had kids that from that group went on to wrestle at Michigan, Michigan State, University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, Arizona State, Penn State. All that one group that we had, we thought we need to put them in the fire now, and we will see results later on. And that's exactly what happened. So it was founded to upgrade the middle school kids across the state and to take them to a national event. But I've been to national.
Your backyard.
Yep, you're exactly right. You're actually right, Adam. And Adam's kind of done the same thing. The way it is, I'd been to other events, and I've been fortunate enough. I was on the founding board, the founding group that created the Virginia Duels, which was ahead of its time, which made a combination of college dual meets and high school dual meets. That's what the Virginia Duels is at the same time. So you'd have high school and college guys. That's what the Virginia Duels was. John Graham founded it, and he had 2 sons that wrestled that I coached. So I was kind of in the mix, not before I even knew I was in the mix. And then the Virginia Duels is so well organized as a dual meet tournament, and I was brought up in it and part of its success. I say that humbly. There's a lot of people did. And so I go, wait a minute, we did this with these guys. Let's just kind of do the same thing and tweak it some with 8th grade and below. And from the very first one we did, holiday duels that we did, you guys still with me?
Yep.
Okay. From the very first one we did, and I'm going to actually have it right here in front of me. Are you there?
Yep.
There, you guys. Here it is. See this book here. And actually, I have, and listen to this, year 1 placement. And this is, and I'm going to send you this program today. And here is some of the teams that wrestled the very first year. Voorhees out of Jersey, Michigan Elite, which has been coming still to this day. Team Michigan comes. That's 21 years where Michigan has sent a team. Laurel Highlands, I think they're a Pennsylvania group. Port City Storm, I believe they're at the Mount Airy. I'm looking at the teams that from out of state that came to the very first one. Tom's River, that sounds familiar to you, I know. Capital Area Alliance, I think that's around DC.
Yep.
Carolina Cougar, Paulsboro, we all know who about Paulsboro. And Team Extreme, that was Ron Flinus's group. He's been there going that long. So this is from day one. The champion the first year was Voorhees from Jersey, and they wrestled Tom's River from Jersey. And then Michigan Elite was 3rd, and Capillarity Alliance was 4th. And so this did it. And then I think the Virginia teams, the highest one was the 7th and 8th. Great Bridge was 8th, and Paulsboro, wow, they were 11th. So it was good from the very beginning. And what happened is these guys who this team from the second year, Iowa, came, and we were like, holy shucks. They're coming, and they got their butts wet, and then it just took off. Then it just took off from there. Just absolutely took off from there to where we are today. If you want to know how good you are and you're in 8th grade and under, there are a lot of great tournaments, as Adam can tell you too. And I'm going to stop talking, which is hard for me to do, in a second, and let Adam give you his perspective. Because I think that's really what's going on. It will be Adam's perspective, because he's the one that's putting these fantastic teams together. By the way, Adam's teams are the defending champions of the elementary school division. So, Adam, let me ask you this question. How has the diversity of teams that were in the tournament since you've been coming helped you grow your state? How's that happen?
I don't think it's about the diversity. I think it's more about the quality and the competition. And
that's another word for diversity.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that, but
you did.
Anybody that's associated with youth wrestling knows VAC duels is the #1 youth tournament or youth duels in the country. Ohio Middle School National Duels, McDonough, those are all tough as nails, but VAC duels is just it's special. It's like the Super Bowl of duels. It's just a whole different vibe, and it's a great event. And there's been some stacked teams over there. That Gold Pool Middle School is the last 5 years. It's murderer's row.
It is. It's somebody. Aaron Brooks's father, who is the Brookses are back. He has 2 younger babes. He's a 2 younger ones. I think he's got a 4th and a 5th grader. Yep, and they're coming this year. They're coming, and he's back in the game. And John Brooks really is expert about the holiday duels, more so even than I am, and because he knows and they can say everybody's name correctly. I can't say anybody's name correctly except Adams. And And so it's just, it's amazing. And what I've tried to live by is the word growth, GROTH, not making it more isn't better. Quality is better. Diversity is better. So like you heard me say from the very first year, we had groups, we had a team from out of state, of course, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan from day one. And the thing I'm very proud of is this. It sounds kind of silly, but I don't want, and I'm just going to pick I don't want 8 teams from a particular state. That doesn't interest anybody, because that means you're wrestling your neighbor. You don't travel from across the country to wrestle your neighbor. You want to wrestle people that you haven't seen before. And that's the diversity when I say the diversity. And we've been very fortunate that you can talk a good game, but you got to have a good game. And I think, Adam, we've been successful at that. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so with that said, we have, this year, I'll give you an example of what I mean. We have teams from the state of Washington. We have the best kids from California. And the reason they come across is to wrestle Adam's team, and to wrestle the East Coast teams, the kids from Pennsylvania, the kids from New Jersey. They came that far because they know the best kids from Jersey, the best kids from Pennsylvania will be there, which they don't get to see. And so that's a big help. And again, with Adam as well from Colorado, and where the kids that are on his team from around the country.
Yes. Personally, I think it helped me wrestling this tournament because it got me to see different kids. Like I wrestled a kid from Georgia who was a returning Georgia State champ in 2019. I lost him by 2 points. And then I wrestled the kid that beat him like 2 rounds later, and then I lost to him by a few points. And that really helped me. And that really pushed me throughout the tournament to realize, like, I'm going to be an All-American at this tournament. I got to win the rest of my matches. So what really did that really pushed me, and that really let me wrestle to my limit. You know what I mean?
You're exactly right. You nailed it, but you're the answer. You right now are the answer because you're not talking about it. You're living it. You're going to be back in it this year. You're an 8th grader. It's a big deal. And I told you earlier, and Adam will testify to what I'm about to say, is placing in the VAC is absolutely an indication, if you don't quit, if you don't get hurt, that your success at the high school, in the high school level will be there. You will be a state contender. You will be a state place winner. And hopefully you will be your state champion in your thing. And not only that, when you go to college, you're going to be a competitor very strongly in there as well. That's what this tournament has told us. Not that we can talk a good game. The proof is in the pudding. I don't know who said that, but it's a cool thing to say sometimes. Adam, what do you think?
I agree, especially in that gold pool. If you get 6 matches, if you go 4-2, 5-1, or even undefeated, because those gold pool kids are usually Super 32 champs, Tulsa champs, Tulsa placers. That gold pool is the real deal.
Yeah, but it was even tougher this past year, where it's the first time we ever had only 6 teams made the gold pool. So that means the silver pool was absolutely as strong as any of the gold pools we had in past years. It's like we had 2 gold pools, with that. And it's a unique tournament. A lot of people don't understand that it's just not a dual meet tournament. It's 2 tournaments at the same time. And that had never been done before in Virginia. In the country. It's 2 tournaments. You have a dual meet tournament where your team can go could go. And like you said, the goal is to be in the gold pool, but it's also an individual challenge. And you lost a couple, and to place in the tournaments, you had to win out. You have to go 10-0 to be gold, 9-1 to be silver, and 8-2 to be a medalist. To be a medalist. 7-3 is an incredible VAC tournament for you. Congratulations, you did good. You did medal. That's the way it is, and that models the Olympics. Only 3 guys place in the Olympics. There you go, and it worked. You guys still with me?
Yep.
Okay. I can see if I can.
The last year you said that you did something different, especially with the broadcasting.
Yeah.
Can you explain what you did different than what any other tournament did?
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, why Frank? Why me? Why me? Why hadn't this happened before? And it hadn't happened before. And what I said to Flo was, I knew that they had been doing some broadcasting, but they weren't publicizing they were doing broadcasting. They had, I just want to call seasoned, let's just call them seasoned announcers. Okay, seasoned. Because what we did for the gold pool, all gold pool matches last year, and Adam, his guys were in it. Adam, you were in the gold pool in the middle school division also, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And so what we did is we had the announcers, and who the announcers were when you have that, when you do a dual meet tournament, and I think we were the start of this as well. You have 2 people working the clock, and that's one person from each team. What that does is, there's no cost in that, and it's very expensive to run these events. Our tournament cost over $100,000 to do, and because of referees and a lot of other things, rentals and stuff. So we asked that each team provide that made the gold pool, and they will. And I talked to prospective teams and said, look, you be ready for this. And everybody was, and everybody had their announcers, and they had a really, really good time. How'd your people do? How'd your announcers? Did they enjoy it, Adam?
Yeah, we had Coach Egan's wife, the Minnesota coach's wife, do the elementary, and then we had Tony Cassiope do the middle school. Two knowledgeable people with wrestling,
and it worked. It worked. And my it's when Flo would aboard, everybody's, oh, wonderful, Flo, Flo, this is great. Well, it is kind of, and it kind of is just like watching a football game without music on, without the sound on, unless, because there they are, they're out there wrestling, and you don't know. The announcers that we have let you know that the score is this, or whoa, that was a close one. I've been fortunate enough, my background is I've done wrestling announcing for over 20 years, big local events, and the local dual meets, and I've done state finals a number of years, and so I have a background in it, and so it's not much to do to educate some enthusiastic wrestling personnel. That's all you need, is a little bit of enthusiasm and know how to, when not to talk, and let your co-host talk. You both have strengths. Use your strengths. Use your enthusiasm. Don't say stuff, well, that referee, he's terrible. You don't never say that. I just say that. I tell them to say, boy, that was a questionable call. Yeah. You can say that. It's okay. But don't make it like, don't make it keep it fun. That's the big word. It's probably the number one word in my vocabulary about doing these events, and or any event. It's got to be fun, and more fun. and then that attracts everybody. And we've been successful with that. And Adam, talk about the strength of the boys, and then I think we're going to go ahead and make a big announcement here after
Frank,
you talk about that.
Mr. Frank, don't forget to start advertising the free agent page, because there's only 32 teams this year, and our buddy Ron does a great job with it, but it's going to be hard to get on a team with only 32 teams.
Yes, you're right. You know what? That was really good. I'm writing that down on my notes. Not only we are going to talk about here right now, but
oh, Frank, you muted again. Round 2, baby.
Do you see the Grand River Rumble rosters?
I'm back. Excuse me. Are you there? Is everybody still with me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That was my. Sorry about that. You know how it is. We can have as much fun as we want, but then we got to answer to the boss all the time. She's the boss. Well, anyway, so what was my trend of thought then? She kind of threw me off.
I was just letting you know it's not too early to start advertising the free agent page that
free agents.
Mr. Ron does a great job with it, but it's going to be hard to get on a team because there's only 32 teams per division.
Yep. And what that did, he's right. It's going to be hard. So what that means is the level of competition is going to jump another level. Hard to believe. How do you make a tournament like that is absolutely, like you said, the best in the country? How do you make it better than it already is? And that's when we reduced because of COVID. What happened was two good things happened. There were no holes in the middle school division last year. There were 0 holes, 0. An entire team came at every weight class, and that's why people are coming and traveling this far, so they get their 10 matches in. And that did happen last year. Yep. And so the free agent list is very good, and Adam made a great point, and like I said, I made notes on it. I'm going to have Ron, our guy, do a big blast about reaching out to people. And if you are a wrestler and you are listening to this podcast, you can email me, and I will put you in the right direction. Is it possible that you can put up my email address?
Yes, I can put in the description of this video. So if you're watching this right now, down in the description of the video, we'll have Frank's email along with the many other things, including our link to buy merchandise for the new Ride Out podcast stuff that just released. Anyways, Frank, please continue.
Oh, that's really nice. I appreciate it. But Adam's right. If you don't wait, contact Ron Flinus, and we'll get you his email address also. Email address. Either way, it will get to Ron. If you email me, they're going to put mine up, and I'll email you, Adam, his. Maybe you can put it on another telecast if you want to go to VAC. Go here. One thing I will say to you though, if you come to VAC, you better tie your shoes real tight.
I've seen that before. I saw someone get called for stolen multiple times because their shoes were not tied.
Yeah,
I was in VAC.
Well, we have referees from all over the country, and we scrutinize who comes. And so we're very proud of that. We do a really big, very big. The night before a VAC, we do, and I don't know if Adam even knows about this, we do a dinner for the referees prior the night before the tournament. It's kind of like our kickoff thing. It's just the referees and our board of directors, because we want it has attracted the best referees in the country. Referees that travel, they're kind of a different egg. Adam, I'm gonna throw it to you. How often did some of the big tournaments have you seen referees that weren't from that state and they came from other states to wrestle in the big tournaments? I mean, to referee at the big tournaments. How often do you see that?
I I don't know. To be quite honest.
Yeah, you probably don't know where they're actually from. They're just they're out there blowing the whistle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I don't.
We have.
I know VAC duels brings in a lot. I know they bring in Colorado guys and Oklahoma guys. I know that, but the McDonoughs or the Ohio Middle School National Duels, I don't know if those guys are from their state or out of state. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, the travel refs are, a lot of guys that are, can do anything they want, or they're retired and they want to go have fun and they want to come to VAC because we treat them so well. We treat them really well. And that's a big part. It's just not getting the best wrestlers. It's also getting the best referees. I remember a ref and our head referee.
Wait, Frank, I'm sorry to cut you off here, but we don't have much time left. So,
okay.
Can you please, I think we should get to the big news here. I'm sorry to cut you off like that, but we have
our big announcement is that we're going to have a girls division this year, and it's full. And what it will be is the girls will wrestle freestyle matches, and we're going to have nine teams, and they're going to wrestle round robin. So they're all going to wrestle each other. Everything else is exactly the same as that with the boys. The medals will be the same. The placement will be the same. Gold, silver, bronze medals. The team championships will be the same. Everything's the same. Only thing different is the girls will wrestle freestyle, which is the Olympic wrestling. And the reason why is there is no folk style wrestling in college for girls. It doesn't exist. It's only freestyle. And that's a really good idea that is only freestyle, because that means the girls will have more freestyle background going into the international level than that they would have had if they had been wrestling college wrestling. It's the right call for the girls. And I think it's going to be fun to watch the girls wrestle freestyle. We're going to have one. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Frank, I'm very grateful that you came on the show with me, especially with Adam. I've known Adam for a little bit now. You've known my dad for almost a year now, right, Adam? Because you were trying to get me on a team or two.
Yeah, I've known him for a few, but we've been talking a lot. Became close to last year.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Very grateful you for coming on the show. It was a pleasure having you. Frank, thank you for letting us announce this on the Ride Out Podcast. And I'll stay in touch with you too, especially.
Yeah, well, I have one last thing to say. Thank you so much for getting this. And you just got it. We have not announced the girls division. It was done on your show first. And I'd like to invite you back to let's do a couple more podcasts as it gets closer. And I'd like to have Adam back as well, because the teams will start building, and we'll be able to tell you more about the superstars that are coming.
Absolutely.
Ned,
thank you.
2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, you should do a VAC duels preview. I think that would be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. And Adam will know everybody about everything, because Adam knows everything about everybody when it comes close.
All right, guys. That wraps it up. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Ned.
I'm Ned Kaufman, host of the Ride Out Podcast. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode coming soon.